Today, in 2018, there are 8.5 million people living in New York City, a population density of over 27,000 people per square mile, over 280 businesses headquartered in this city, with 1.5 million people who commute to Manhattan every day for work. While New York City doesn't have the highest concentration of air pollution, it still suffers from pollution problems. The emission of gases created by fossil fuels for transport must continue to decrease if the city is going to stay healthy. This is keeping the Big Apple right. We traveled into New York City to see the city's pollution problems firsthand. We could see that a lot of smoke and gases were coming from a variety of anthropogenic sources. Smoke was not only being emitted from cars, but was also coming from smokestacks, subway vents, and even manholes. But what makes up this smoke? Assuming that the smoke is coming from the burning of fossil fuels, it will be made up of several harmful pollutants and greenhouse gases known as primary pollutants. These include nitrogen oxides, sulfur oxides, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, and particulate matter. Not only do these all contribute to global warming, but they have harmful effects on humans as well. Nitrogen oxides, sulfur oxides, and particulate matter can cause breathing problems and chest pain, and carbon monoxide can cause headaches, vomiting, and nausea. Secondary pollutants form as a result of primary pollutants combining with air and other particles. Tropospheric ozone, which is a major component of smog, is a key example of a greenhouse gas created from other greenhouse gases. Let's put this into perspective. The average vehicle emits about 0.016 tons of CO2 per day. Doesn't sound like a lot, right? There are about 2,664,484 vehicles present in the city in an average day. Multiply the two together and you get a total of 43,799 tons of CO2 being emitted from the city per day. A lot of carbon, right? Now let's consider the trees. Trees absorb CO2 and are a huge component in reducing CO2 levels. There are 5.2 million trees in New York City in total. A tree can absorb 48 pounds of CO2 per year. That means that all the trees in New York City can absorb 342 tons of CO2 per day. Compare this to the amount of CO2 being released per day, and trees barely make a dent. The combined power of all 5.2 million trees can only reduce the CO2 emissions by 0.77%, leaving a whopping 43,458 tons of excess CO2 in the atmosphere every day. So what can we do to help? While we can't control all pollution in the city, the things that we can control can make a big difference. The biggest change that we can make is to stop using cars and instead use more environmentally friendly methods of transportation, such as bikes, scooters, skateboards, or even rollerblades. The city bike system implemented in 2013 is a fantastic initiative on the part of the New York City government, allowing for a quick and simple way to get around the city. Currently, there are a total of 12,000 city bikes in the 5 boroughs. Assuming that the average car fits 5 people, city bikes could replace 2,400 cars. Relating this to carbon emissions, utilizing all 12,000 city bikes would reduce the total CO2 emissions by 14,400 tons every day. That's a far bigger change than anything trees could do. And the people of New York City are on board. In Central Park, people are running, biking, and having a great time enjoying the beautiful day. It is inspiring to see people appreciate their city and show a willingness to preserve the environment.